Welcome to my channel. My name's Myra and today I'm going to show you how to make this Mexican spice iced coffee, also known as Café de la Olla. In order to make this, you're going to need some ground cinnamon, anise estrella, also known as star anise. We're also using the unsweetened vanilla almond breeze milk, some cinnamon sticks, and I'm using some ground coffee and piloncillo. You can substitute the piloncillo for brown sugar if you don't have it, some cloves, and cheesecloth. To make sure that my cheesecloth is nice and secure, I'm going to add 2 layers to it, and I'm going to be cutting it, and it's going to be about 4 squares per layer. I've also heard people like using coffee filters instead of the cheesecloth, but I personally don't like using them. You have to soak this recipe, and once you soak the coffee filters, they tend to break and go all over the place, and that's why I'm going to be using 2 layers per bundle. Now I'm going to also be laying out some of my ingredients, and we're going to be using 4 anise stars and 8 cloves. For my first bundle, I'm going to take some of the ground coffee and adding 1 cup. Now, I usually like my coffee strong, and I feel like this amount is good enough for me, but if you want your coffee to be stronger, add 1.5 cups to each of your bundles. We're also going to be using 1/4 cup of the ground cinnamon, and I'm trying to divide this evenly between the two. I'm also going to be adding 2 anise stars, and we're going to add 4 of the cloves. We're only using 1 cinnamon stick, so I'm breaking it in half to divide it evenly. This is what your first bundle should look like. As you can tell, there's quite a bit of products on here. That's where we're dividing this into 2 different bundles, and I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way of how to fold this. Before we begin folding it, I like to give it a little bit of a shake. I feel like this helps the product distribute evenly, but make sure not to shake it too hard because some of it will come out. I'm taking part of the cheesecloth that we're not using, and I'm breaking a little bit off, just about this amount, and I'm going to place it underneath. Now I'm folding it one more time to secure it, and then I'm going to make a knot. For this step, you can either twist it or use more of the cheesecloth to make a knot. I decided just to twist it because I normally feel like this secures it enough. And then I'm going to make 2 more knots on the top. This is what your bundle should look like. If you have extra cheesecloth on the top, you can always go ahead and cut it off. I'm going to leave it this way, and then I'm going to do the same steps for the second one. Go ahead and get a jar. Make sure it is big because we're going to be adding water to it, and we're going to add about 7 cups. We're going to let this rest overnight or for 8 hours. It's the next morning, and it's time to add our piloncillo. We're going to need 1 cup of water, and I'm going to turn on my stove to medium heat. In case you've never used piloncillo, this is what it looks like, and it's pretty much sugar, so this is going to be the main ingredient into sweetening our iced coffee. And I'm going to put it inside the pot. I'm going to add the full cup of water, and we're going to let this melt. It took about 8 minutes for the piloncillo to fully dissolve. I did cover it up with the lid to help it dissolve a little bit faster. Once I noticed the piloncillo started to bubble, I went ahead and turned the stove to the lowest heat in order to avoid any spills. Once everything completely dissolved, I went ahead and turned the stove off, and we need to let this cool, and it took about an hour. It's time to take the bundles out, and we're going to squeeze as much of the liquid as we can. Once you're done with the bundles, go ahead and throw those away. This is what your coffee should look like. Now that the piloncillo has cooled off, we're going to go ahead and add it. I am going to be adding the full cup of piloncillo to mine. Now, before you do this is where you need to know how sweet you want yours to be. You can add half and taste it and see if you want to stop there or if you want to add the full cup. In order to serve this, you're going to need some ready whipped cream, some ground cinnamon, and some ice. This is an iced Mexican coffee, so of course you need to add ice to this. Add as much as you want, but I like mine to be cool. And now we're going to add some of that coffee we just made with the piloncillo. I'm going to add some milk. I'm using the unsweetened kind because I already feel like the piloncillo makes it sweet enough. You can use any kind of milk that you like. I'm also going to top it off with some ready whipped cream, and I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of cinnamon on top. Hey guys, so there you have it. It is Café de la Olla, and it is absolutely delicious, you guys. Okay, now time for the taste. So I am just mixing it in to make sure that my leche is with my coffee and everything is incorporated. But oh my goodness, this is so good. Seriously, it's so delicious. You can really taste the coffee in here. Oh my god. Ay, hasta los hielitos truenan. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.